Don't lose your way. Your mind, we have to be as one.
What's up YouTube, Aura Storm here coming at you guys with another deck profile today, part of Intro 2 week. And today I'll be showcasing Dark Magicians. Obviously this is kind of like a re-intro where we're showcasing the new archetype, which is Dark Magicians have been basically completely revamped for the new formats and stuff. So I will, before I start this video, I will say there are two cards we won't at this with the least Dark Illusion. There are two cards we won't have. There's several cards in this list that we won't have for sure, but I'm hoping that we get them. I know for sure two of these are going to be in the Yugioh, the legendary deck collection we're going to get not too distant future, being Eternal Soul and Dark Burning Magic. Dark Magic Succession is another one. I believe it's not in the movie pack, but it's another card. You don't necessarily need it. It's kind of like icing on the cake, if you will. But obviously, but with all that out of the way, we're going to get to the deck profiles. First off, you obviously play 3 Dark Magicians. You have to play 3. It's when a lot of your cards do rely on having it in hand, so that's why it's one of the most important combo pieces in the deck. That's one of the reasons, and you want to want to have it in your hand. 2 copies of Magician of Black Illusion. Magician of Black Illusion is you only really need 2 because typically you're not gonna really always gonna piggyback it out of the deck. I've never really felt the need for the 3rd one, and it's just another way to get to your rank 7 plays. Next up, we have a tech card for the deck is 3 copies of Choco Magician Girl. She has 2 effects. She has a similar attack effect to all the other Dark Magician other Magician Girls in the movie pack, but what makes her so good is you can discard a spellcaster monster to draw 1 card. So get those dead Dark Magicians and Magician of Black Illusions out of your deck, which is really important, and it allows you to set up for future. She also can negate. She can redirect attacks. When she's targeted for an attack, you can target a spellcaster monster in your grave except herself, special summon it, and it changes the attack target to that monster, and it halves that monster's attack. Remember that effect is once per turn, though. 3 copies of Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod is one of the most important combo pieces in Dark Magicians. When it's normal summon, you can add 1 spell or trap card list Dark Magician in its text from your deck to your hand. And during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap effect with this in your graveyard, you contribute 1 spellcaster monster added to your hand. So it's one of the most important pieces because it searches out your Eternal Soul, your Dark Magic Circle, etc. So you obviously play 3 because it's a Stratos-like card. Then 1 copy of Magician's Robe. Robe allows you to special summon Dark Magicians from your deck on your opponent's turn by discarding a spell or trap card from your hand. Then during your opponent's turn, you can also special summon it from the graveyard if you activate a spell or trap card, but it gets banished when it leaves the field. It's a pretty decent card, but you really don't want to have it in multiple copies. You really only need 1. Then we have 1 Dark Magician Girl. I only play 1 because of Dark Burning Magic is absolutely the nuts. Being able to nuke your opponent's whole field during the middle of their combo is just disgusting. It does occasionally, you will draw it and you will brick it, but that's just kind of like same thing with Garnet. It's the same thing. You risk it for the biscuits. Then the 1 Knights and Sorcerers. This is actually a tech that's very popular in the OCG, but this card, you don't know what this card does. Whenever it is special summoned, usually off of your Magician's Navigate, you get to banish. You can play up to 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. It's also a level 2 tuner, so you can synchro up with Dark Magician to make Cloud Castle and Azurai Silver Dragon, which is really good. Next up, I have, for the spells, we have 1 Regeki for clearing out just annoying back monsters or whatever. 1 Dark Magic Attack and 2 Twin Twists. You might say, oh, Aura, Dark Magic Attack is searchable by Eternal Soul. Why am I playing 3 Dark Magic Attack? Well, there's a lot of instances you really should not need to resolve Dark Magic. It is a Harpy's Feather Duster, but you really only need to resolve it once, and there is not that much back row that you really have to be worried about. Most of the time, your opponent's not going to have enough traps since they're playing against the Demise deck to warrant, playing multiple copies of Dark Magic Attack. Then 2 copies of Pot of Duality. This deck doesn't really special summon a boatload on your turn. It does a lot of its interaction at your opponent's turn, so Duality kind of makes sense. 3 copies of Dark Magic Circle. Circle is basically another duality. Whenever it's activated, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Dark Magician or 1 spell or trap card list Dark Magician in its text, add it to your hand, and then whenever a Dark Magician is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, banish it. So Circle is one of the most important cards in Dark Magicians. You have to play 3, no more, no less. 1 copy of Dark Magic Veil. Veil is kind of a pseudo Gospel Revival for a spellcast, Dark Spellcaster. You pay 1,000 life points, special summon one Dark Spellcaster type monster from your hand or graveyard. So this allows you to get your Dark Magicians out of your graveyard and your hand for a measly 1,000 life points. It doesn't offer the protection Gospel Revival does, but it's pretty nice. So you have 2 copies of Dark Magic Succession. This card says banish 2 spell cards from your graveyard and add 1 spell trap cardless Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck to your hand except itself. So basically, it's another search card. It combos really well with, like, if you open Duality, Summoner's Art, and Succession, the amount of deck thinning you can do in just 3 cards is pretty dang nice. The one Dark Burning attack, the whole combo with this card revolves around you having, it is a 3-card combo. You have to have Dark Magician in your hand, Magician Navigate set, and then a Dark Burning Magic also set. That seems like a lot, but it's really not that hard to pull off, and being able to nuke your opponent's entire field, if you control Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician, is in the middle of their combo is pretty just nuts. 1 copy of Magical Expand. This card applies multiple effects depending on how many copies of Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl you have, and it allows you to kind of like get through a lot of annoying stuff. So, and you only really need 1 because it's typically like a win, kind of like one of those win more cards. And 2 Summoner's Art. You can also play Illusion Magic, but I kind of like Summoner's Art because it just searches the Dark Magician directly to your hand. Illusion Magic is also good though because it can, you contribute off your rod and then, can get whatever you need. Then for the traps, we have 3 Magician's Navigation. Navigation is probably one of the most important cards in the deck. It allows you to special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, then special summon level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck. And this is the most important thing. It says, if you control Dark Magician except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 face-up spell track opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So this is really important, is that, like, say you have Dark Magician out, and you try to activate Eternal Soul, and your opponent Twin Twisters, well, you can chain Magician's Navigation in your graveyard to negate it. This deck gets decimated by Twin Twisters because it is very, very back row dependent, so that's one of the reasons why this card is so important. Then 3 copies of Eternal Soul, probably one of the best cards in Dark Magician, so it has an effect where you can, it's basically a continuous trap card that says you can activate one of these effects. Either A, you can special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, which will obviously trigger your circle. Then the second effect is you can add a Dark Magic attack or 1,000 knives from your deck to your hand. The other thing is all Dark Magicians in your monster zone are affected by your opponent's card effects. The problem is if this face-up card leaves the field, all monsters it has a self-destructive or Geki effect. So it's one of the reasons why a lot of Dark Magician players prefer cards that can negate stuff like Twin Twisters, but and cards like the next card. Then 2 copies of Magic Drain. This was something I've seen I saw in one of my buddies' builds. Magic Drain is actually a good tech because it allows you to negate Twin Twisters, and it provided either your opponent's going to be going neg no matter what with this card, and it negates Twin Twisters, and that's one of the main reasons it's here. Then 2 copies of Storming Mirror Force. I feel like Storming is one of the better things. So Dark Magicians can't really deal with the Cosmos ships, etc. Things that can't be targeted, so Storming Mirror Force just fits in nice. Now for the extra deck, you don't go into it too much, but I'll just briefly go over. 1 Dweller for floating effects, 1 Castell for spinning annoying stuff, 1 Trapeze Magician for OTKs, 1 number 101 Silent Honor Arc for getting rid of another annoying threats, 1 Ebon Oblivion Magician. This is the main Exceed monster for the deck. What it does is when it has Exceed material, you can activate Quick Blade spell cards and trap cards from your hand during your opponent's turn, but you must attach 1 Exceed material from this card to activate them. Then if it is destroyed by battle, and if it's Exceed summon destroyed card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if it's destroyed sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, specials 1 Dark Spellcaster monster from your hand or deck, and then you can destroy 1 card on the field. It's a pretty nifty card, but it's a little bit niche to me. I don't go into it a ton. I think Ebon Illusion Magician is, they're both good cards, but I feel like, it's there if you need it. Then 1 Utopia Lightning for getting over the Cosmos ships. 1 Ebon Illusion Magician is probably the best card in the extra deck. It can special summon a 1 Spellcaster type normal monster for your attack. When that Spellcaster type normal monster declares an attack, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it. So that's really good because it gets rid of, it allows you to clear threats. Like when you say your opponent has 1 monster out, you have Ebon out, your Dark Magician declares an attack, well, you can just banish the monster. You just attacking, so that's pretty nice. One Flare Metal, a lot of decks still can't play around this card, and it just slowly burns them out for game. One Number 11 Big Eye. Big Eye's being able to snatch your opponent's monsters, still pretty good. One Draco Sack, kind of fill out the extra deck. And the last two monsters, one Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, and because we can float it, one Vortex Dragon as well. For the synchros, we have one Azuri's Silver Dragon. You make this with Knight and Sorcerer and Dark Magician, and then this can also, because Azuri's will then not only won't be able to destroy it for a turn, if it survives through your opponent's turn, you can actually loot back your Dark Magician monsters from the graveyard, which is pretty nifty. And then one Cloud Castle for looping back the Azuri's from the graveyard and then triggering its effect, which is pretty nice. So anyway, guys, as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video today. I really appreciate when you guys watch my videos on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays for more Yugioh content. And if you like what you saw in this video, please subscribe. Sportstorm, signing out.